Welcome back, guys, to Common Ground. Today we're talking about black knot. As you can see beside me, we have an apricot tree that's been severely affected. What does it look like? Come down here and I'll show you. So as you can see here, this black growth on this limb, that's what black knot looks like. Now, left untreated, it could eventually kill the tree. And there's not much we can do as arborists, chemically or biologically, to control black knot. But there's one thing that you can do as a homeowner to take care of the problem, and that is proper pruning. Pruning out all affected branches. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, I don't know how to prune a tree. And when I first started, I didn't either. But that's what I'm going to show you today. So what do you want to do? You want to make sure that you prune back to a strong lateral branch. And this would be a lateral branch growing out, and this would be a central branch. The central branch is usually going to be bigger, and the lateral branches are going to come out from your central branch. So the central branch is the one that comes from the trunk. That's your central branch, and every branch coming out of that is a lateral. So you always want to make sure you prune back to a strong central or lateral branch. So where do you want to prune back to? You don't want to prune too far out, and you don't want to prune too far in. If you prune too far out, come down here and I'll show you an example of that. This is where you see epicormic sprouting. This is where someone made an improper heading cut, and it causes all these branches to grow out, and they grow so fast that the wood tissue does not grow good fibers, and the branches are weak, brittle, and they eventually fall off. So, and you don't want to go too deep, because if you go too deep, then it will not compartmentalize and the tree will not heal properly and it could bleed out. So if you make sure that you prune right outside of the branch bark ridge, which is right about here, and you want to kind of follow the contour of the way the limb grows out. So you want to make that cut about here, not too far out, but not too far in where we're cutting into that main branch. Now that I've showed you how to prune a branch, what are we doing when pruning? What do we want to keep in the back of our heads the whole time we're doing it? There's a few things that we want to do. One, we want to prune, in this case, we want to prune out all the affected branches, the disease, so it doesn't kill the tree. But we don't want to forget about aesthetics. So you don't want to prune out so many branches that the tree is bare, that it's more limbs on one side than the other, where it looks one-sided. So we want to keep that in the back of our minds. And we're also looking for any kind of crossing branches, dead branches, decayed branches, anything that could be a hazard, a potential threat to the landscape. So all those things, keep in mind when you're pruning out the disease in your apple trees, fruit trees, pear trees. Make sure you keep that in the back of your mind. So now that you know how to properly prune a tree, go out there and give it a try. And thank you for watching Common Ground.